What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukashu. We are back with another umamusume video. In this video, we are going to be training Biko Pegasus for the upcoming League of Heroes short distance, and that is the reason why we are going to be training her. For the setup, we're going to go with, let's see if I can train her as a betweener. I know last time, like I said, I did train her as a chaser, but we're going to train her as a betweener here. So for the speed cards, we're going to be using Almond Eye and still in love. I mean, still in love would have still, whether if it was chaser or for the betweener, would have been fine. Forever Young, Wise card, Tamamo Power, Aston Machan, Guts card that we're borrowing, and Casino Drive, Wise, I almost said Wise card, Friend card. And I still haven't decided if I wanted to keep going with the Guts card, because I feel like I need stamina inheritance, but the parents that I'm using aren't stamina inheritance. I feel like that's the problem. If I wanted to at least get that 800, but we'll see. We'll see. We still got a lot of time. Still got a good amount of time before the League of Heroes. So we're gonna get the run started, and before we get started with the run and go over the comments, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. And yeah, that is pretty much pretty much it. Link is down in the description down below. But here we are. I think this is the I don't think I've trained Biko Pegasus since the last time I trained her. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm feeling. Pretty sure, because I don't think I had a reason to train her outside of it, unless I did train her. There's a chance I might have. I ain't gonna deny it, but you know. But today I'm gonna go spend a little bit more time on NTE. I am a little bit behind because the first few days, I didn't really do much, if I'm gonna be honest. So I felt like there's a lot of things I could have done, but I didn't obviously end up doing it. But just want to see how that goes. Although later today, I am aware that Zenless is updating, but I won't be recording that until like tomorrow anyway. But just like Wuwa, I'll try to get the story out of the way after I record the banner video, especially if the banner is gonna be Promea, which I think it is. So gonna do that and then post all the videos. It's pretty much gonna be what it was last week with Wuwa. Well, if it's tomorrow, Wednesday, then it's just gonna be JP, then Zenless, pretty much. JP into Zenless. So that should be fine. That should be fine. Speaking about Zenless, I did do the 2 events. One of them was fairly easy. It was just a puzzle. It was just a puzzle one where you just puzzle pieces, picture, and all that. And then the other one, was it combat? I believe it was. Was it? I'm actually not sure. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It was. It was. I remember now. Right? Yeah, I'm fairly sure it was combat related. Yeah, I got those two out of the way. So I'm all good for Zenless. All good for Zenless. The Wuwa, I built Hyugi, but I wouldn't say I built her completely. Only, well, I did build her completely. I guess, I guess I should more so say that I built her to the point where I can use her at the very least. Because there's at least three if I want to get picky. Two or three echoes that I could, two for sure that I could get better um, rolls for the stats. Although I forgot which ones. Although I forgot which ones. And I am using the Hyuki, Lene, and Chisa team. But just pretty much just figuring it out. Figuring out the team. I think it's pretty straightforward, but we'll see. We'll see. Star Rail haven't touched anything from since it updated when it comes to the events or the story. So pretty much like 2 weeks behind on that. But I think I still want to focus on NTE a little bit more and Mongol. Mongol I've also kind of just held back on because of of NTE. So it's kind of like, oh, Mongol came out like what 2 weeks before, maybe even 3 weeks before NTE, and then now NTE is like, hey, we're gonna stop you for a bit. And I'm just here like, well, I am enjoying Mom. Oh, I am enjoying Mongol, but I was gonna say I am enjoying NTE though. Yeah, the other reason why I want to explore or play NTE more, obviously, with it being a new game, but I also want to see what else the game offers. With it being the anime GTA, just kind of want to see what other things NTE offers, pretty much. Pretty much. But so far, from what I've played, I got none. Like I said, I don't really have any complaints. Uh, but I could say the driving could be a little bit better. I feel like it's a little off. I don't know if it's just me. It just feels a little off to me. But other than that, I don't really have a complaint. Like really a complaint. At least that's what it feel like. But now, I was gonna say now that I got, because I remember I mentioned or Nova mentioned in a comment. I don't know if it was. I think it was like 2 videos ago at least, if not maybe three, where it said like Mongols. People were saying Mongol has better character models than NTE. I could kind of see it, but in a way, they still feel kind of similar to me. To me, at least, they feel similar. I don't know if anyone feels the same. Um, But they still both look nice, regardless, in my opinion. In my opinion. Also, I do like the design of the main character of NT. The outfit kind of gives me Star Rail vibes in a way. It's clothes. It's not like stupid clothes or anything. It just gives me those vibes in a way. But I am liking NT a lot, you know, for what I've played. Like I said, but other than that, that's I think that's pretty much the main games I talk about. That is pretty much the main games I talk about. Genshin, I do talk about, but not as much. Um, that one, nothing's really going on. I think just waiting for the next patch. I think. Then obviously we just got Iyuki a couple or about a week ago. Already posted a story and all that, so all good there. Zenless of this week. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All good. All good here, I'd say. And then Pretty Derby, just training when I can. Training when I can. The same thing with Global. Although I feel like Global should come with more urgency only because of the CMs do come by faster. Like two weeks faster, so a part of me feels like I should probably do more training there more often. Have I? No. If I'm be honest, no. My pace has been pretty much the same. Actually, I feel like at one point I felt like it was better than I thought it would be. Like I was training more than I thought I would be, and then I just went back to. Would I say I went back? Yeah, I guess I could say I went back to how it normally was. But I guess with that being said, I must just go over the comments. I actually thought about training Current over Biko today, but I inevitably decided to choose Biko Pegasus. Don't know why, I just decided to. But anyways, let me see the comments. Okay. Just like yesterday, I'm gonna go over Kazuki's comment first because it's only one comment with a few additions, and then the rest will be from Nova's. So the first comment, which is from Kazuki, that I'll be going over, says, "By the way, I finally got the first copy of the feature support card, both in my main and alt accounts. For my main, it's a speed card. For my alt, it's the power card. Though they're only good at MLB and usable at LB3. Yep, that is true. That is true. Also, it looks like the speed card is more valuable than the power card. I would say so. I would say so. And yeah, I'm gonna still use that speed card for that lots of skills you can get from it. It just sucks that the SP bonus, hint rate up, and hint level bonus is too low at LB0. That's how it is at LB0. They really side games significance the importance of getting dupes. which it is if you want to get the best out of the cards. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the comment from Kazuki. So thank you, Kazuki, for the comment. Appreciate it as always. Next comment is going to be, or the rest of the comments are going to be from Nova. Starting off with, yep, a new tablet is much efficient for my Uma grind. Just going to keep Uma stuff on that tablet from now on. It is very efficient. I agree. I agree. Yeah, for me, like the smaller gachas, I guess besides Star Rail, I do have Star Rail on my tablet because it works perfectly fine. I'm just deciding if I wanted to do this. I guess so. But yeah, I just have Star Rail and then all the like other smaller gachas in their like eminence. Girls Frontline, would I consider as a smaller gacha? I would consider as a smaller gacha compared to like Wua, Zenless, the Hoyo ones. Dokkan, Pretty Derby, both of them. If I decide to play Pretty Derby Global on it, which I'll be honest, I don't really. So I think I might just delete it from my tablet, just to be honest. Just to be honest. Reverse is there and all that, so I might end up doing that. But yeah, the tablet is good for the Uma stuff. I agree. I agree. I think I should prioritize my energy because summer training's coming up. I guess my game plan is to get Wuwa caught up. If you're not talking about story, for me it's the events, obviously. But I'm assuming you're talking about the story as well. So then Zenless update done, which is later tonight. Which you can get done. The stories in Zenless is normally like 3 hours, 3.5 hours. It's not too bad. The Enfield story stuff, and that one, I don't quite remember how long that took me. 6 hours, I would say? Because there were a few processes. I think there was like 3 or... I think there was like at least 3. So I'm kind of just, you know... Then NTE grind. Yeah, that one I do want to focus on. I also need to grind on Mongol. Or at least, like, you know, do the story and all that. NTE should be fine since the combat doesn't seem that hard. What I'm seeing, I had to lock in with Ruwa combat at the start because of how different it was from Genshin's. Do I need to lock in for NTE? Who knows? I don't think so, since you've been playing Wuwa. Personally, that's what I think. If you've been playing Wuwa or even Enfield, I mean, yeah, obviously you've been playing Enfield. Personally, I think you should be fine. Personally, I think you should be fine. Doesn't seem necessarily too different from those. Well, like the basics. The basic, like, fighting controls or whatever. It feels the same. So that's why I say you shouldn't have a hard time. Yes, Genshin and Wuwa, there is a difference, but there's still the similarities. So it's basically like that, I guess, so to speak. Would be the main thing. So it is GFL's anniversary. I'm assuming you're talking about the first one because you would have put GFL 2. And the devs went ham. That's. I don't know if that's surprising. I want to say it is. Only because GFL 2 is out and all that, but. They announced 2 more gachas for the GFL title, including an open world one. Ooh. That's going to be interesting. They kind of, I guess you could say, went the Enfield Arknights route. Is it safe to say that? I think it is. I think it is, but what do you think, Nova? They did an EOS Neuro Cloud, so this is kind of sus. Is it? Is it kind of sus? Anyways, I guess GFL devs want to compete with Hoyo, who just got 2 more games trademarked today. Are you saying Hoyo got 2 more games? So that's why GFL trademarked 2 more games? I'm assuming that's what you're saying. So yeah, I guess I won't be missing out on my gachas now. Gonna have to play all of GFL gachas eventually. Well, you did say that is your favorite IP, so I would expect so that you would. I would expect so. Need to find a priest to bless my zenless pulls. Feels bad, man. Well, last time it from what I remember, it just went pretty average. I say average in a way as in, like, you said you went bad with one of them and then the other one went fairly early, so that's why I say fairly average. So I wouldn't say you went too bad in the last pulls, but it is what it is, right? I'm an average gacha player too, but I guess they would play the big gachas. They would. Average gacha players would still play the big ones, regardless. Uma is probably a full-time gacha if you are sweaty. That is true. It's kind of rough for the big gachas when it comes to their lore. Like, they ain't bad, but the real gem of the really good ones come from the smaller gachas, in my opinion. Yeah, that's if you're willing to filter through all the smaller gacha names and play through them. That's if you're willing to go through that. Pretty much like your little diamond in a rough. I get it, but that's if you're willing to go through all that time. Pretty much, I would say. Because I could say I'm an average gacha player. Because I wouldn't say I'm like exactly sweaty in any of the games. Like, the closest to being sweatiest would be like Zenless, Wuwa, and all that. But that's only for like, it's not even like, is it even considered sway? Because I don't necessarily care about my top percentage in score rank when it comes to the Zenless, Shield defense, or Deadly Assault. I don't necessarily care. I don't even know if there's anything like that in Wuwa, so do I care there either? Not really either. All I care about is just clearing the endgame content just so I can get the rewards. That's all I care about. That is all I care about. So is it even considered sweaty? I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. But if it is, then it is, I guess. Yeah, I don't, if I, like, it may not seem like I'm a average gacha player only because of the sheer amount of gachas I play, or just the amount of gachas I play. But other than that, I don't necessarily like sit down on one gacha and grind it out every day or try and get the best possible scores or whatever I can for what if there is that. For example, like I said, in Zenless for shield defense and deadly assault. Yeah, not exactly that kind of guy. For me, it was like AAA games are going downhill. I just don't enjoy them as much. Enjoy them much anymore. Besides gachas are line service games that I can try for free, so why not? The gambling aspect just enhances the experience. I guess that's one way to put it. I mean, if you think about it, some of these gachas these days, if they didn't want to go live service, they honestly could have just made a whole series of games based on the gacha games they release. Like, for example, Genshin. Who knows how many DLCs or sequels to it would have had. I think I mentioned this before, where I feel like if they would have done that for Genshin, it would have been more of a, like, each region is a new disc if they were gonna go that route, I would say. Or obviously the DLC route, obviously. But I feel like for the money grab idea, I feel like they would probably go a new game per region. So yeah, I feel like a lot of games these days could fall along the lines of AAA if they didn't go the gacha route. That's what I think, at least. Like NT could have been a AAA, I guess you could say, right? If it's the anime GTA. So Uwa could have been AAA. Just by the graphics alone brings it to that tier, I would say. And then Persona, the perfect example is Persona, where it was originally just your AAA game or whatever, right? Your JRPG game. But they brought that aspect and put it into a gacha game, literally. Just literally think the Persona 5 or Persona 5 Royale game, and just think of it as each story or new chapter gets released after a certain point, after a certain amount of time, and then new characters would get released after a certain amount of time and all that. It's just pretty much that. Like, if Persona 5 or Persona, yeah, I guess Persona 5, since that is the gacha. If Persona 5 was gonna be a gacha, how they're doing it now would be how it is. And I have no complaints. And I have no complaints at all. Oh, I probably had a gacha EOS on me way before 2013. Shoot. I can't even remember that far. For gachas, at least. The gacha was called Valkyrie Crusade. Actually, that one sounds familiar, though. That one actually does sound familiar to me. I didn't even know what gachas were back then, but I was hooked on this one. I didn't even know they were called gacha games. I just called them mobile. I just called them mobile games. Normally. Or simply. Because it was on mobile phone. So mobile games. Because that's what they were calling it, essentially. So yeah. But I was hooked on this one. Not sure when the EOS date was, but yeah, I just thought of it. It was a much simpler time. One of the ones I played, Brave Frontier, was actually around for a very long time. I think Puzzles and Dragons is still up right now. If I'm remembering correctly. I think it's still up. I'm not entirely sure. Wait, that's a lucky shoo-shoo alert. Guess you'll have to MLB them now. Nah. I don't think I should. Especially if it's the betweener power card. I don't think I should. And then there's the, well, if I were to MLB one of the support cards from the current banners, it would be the speed card. Only because I see myself using leaders more than runners more than betweeners. I think. Yeah, I think. Yes. So yeah. Cards overstay gold. No, I'm not. I haven't done any pulls, so it's fine. Well, besides the free pulls. I don't think I'll still pull for stay gold. I think I'll just, I guess, get spooked by her. I guess. I heard Noki didn't get a single rate up SSR from the 200 pulls he did. It seems to me like his luck is very drastic. It could be very, very good or just very, very bad. Are we talking about from the anniversary? Yeah, I believe that's what he said. I believe that is what he said in his anniversary pulls. Which is why I said you've been very lucky with your support card pulls, because you could have been just like Noki and just ended up getting one copy off of the pity. But yeah, now that I've really thought about it, Noki's luck in his support card pulls have been bad. Now that I'm realizing it. Feels like Enfield is just fine for me. I still would rank Wuwa and Zenless higher than Enfield and NTE for now. In terms of like gameplay and what to do, yes. I would rank Wuwa and Zenless higher. Although Wuwa, for it being what we'll just essentially say 2 years, because it's about 2 years, right? A year and a half. But even for Wuwa being essentially about 2 years older than Enfield, the animations in Wuwa has been really good since it started. So that's one thing to consider, because right now all I can really give art of Enfield is animation. Story is good, and other than that, character designs and all that, I guess. But there's just more to do in Zenless and Wuwa, pretty much. Is what it looks like it's coming down to. Oh, and definitely the gotcha. Definitely the whole gotcha thing. Enfield's too expensive. GFL probably isn't as big, but it's becoming one. Yeah, I'd probably say it isn't as big, but it definitely has the potential to be as big. Excuse me. That's a good way to put it for GFL. Even though GFL has been around before Genshin. Although Genshin Hoyo does have Honkai Impact for one of their older games. So or give deceased characters new alts like Heaven Burns Red. That is an idea. That is an idea. They could do that. Although they won't have any relevance in the story, but they can do that. Did I hear Mongol? I guess it's gonna be a back burner gotcha for me. Ananta is reportedly coming around third quarter of this year. Oh, so we're already approaching second year next month. So, or second quarter. So it should be coming soon. Or we're in the middle of the second quarter, so it should be coming soon-ish. Soon-ish. Not sure how I feel about that. Ananta needs to make me feel things more than NTE could. I'm putting a higher expectation on Ananta. I could see that, because you even said that you had, or that you were like you had more expectations with Ananta or whatever like that a couple of videos ago. Oh shoo, I'm just gonna say you're a Lene rerun hater. Only for Lene rerun. How about only specifically for this Lene rerun? This Lene rerun for me was just, for me was just timed, not in the appropriate time. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I do like me some Cocoa Puffs. Cocoa Puffs, Cocoa Pebbles. Can't really go wrong with like the chocolate cereals. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, obviously goated. Although I will admit, I haven't had cereal in a long time. I haven't had cereal in a long time. I will admit that. I am getting betweener skills, right? Just making sure I wasn't grabbing like leader or... next comment says, as we're picking skills, Bond and Zenless just gives you wallpaper and a new store slave. Yeah, pretty much. In Wuwa, I think we do have Bond level, but I'm not even sure what they do exactly. That is true. Now that you mention it, I don't know what the Bond does in Wuwa, but there is Bond. I'm fairly certain I've seen something related to Bond, so yeah, I'm pretty sure there is something Bond related there. Bond and Enfield is also kind of meh. I don't even know what Bond and Enfield gives. And NT and Eversoul did Bond right though. I don't know what Eversoul did, but if you mentioned it, then I'm gonna go along with it. As for NTE, did I mention it? I don't remember if I mentioned it, nor do I know if I know what the Bond does in NTE. Now that I think about it, do I even know what the Bond does in NTE? Because as of right now, is me sitting here thinking about it, it doesn't feel like I do. That's the problem. That is the current problem. In my eyes, if you're just doing battle pass and or monthly pass for a gacha, then that's weak sauce if it comes to what true spending is. Like spending $2K per week swiping, now that's a Chad whale. A wad. A wad. Well, that's a whole different thing. It's like a whole tier list of whales. You spent on Girls Frontline 2 for virtual furniture, so that's still... Although it's not currency, it's still spending. And then lastly, oh, it's 3 generations of girlfriends. That's how insane 100 girlfriends is. I see. I see. And with that being said, that is pretty much it for all the comments. So thank you Kazuki and thank you Nova for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. And let's see how we did with the training. Although I would say this training would be a little bit lower simply because stamina is lower than the other short distance Umas we have trained. And I believe Wise is lower. I believe so. Although I could be wrong because this is already higher than yesterday's run, so it could be because I could have gotten more skill points. It could be that. It could be that. Yeah, because definitely could have gotten a little bit more speed if we were going to match up with what I've been getting recently. I guess Guts and Wise is pretty much where I would expect it to be. So honestly, yeah, just more stamina, which I don't know. 2182 speed, 652 stamina, 1702 or 1707 power, 1561 power, guts, 1567 wise, and S aptitude on short distance. I don't know really what I would do here because honestly, me using a stamina card is technically better because I'll be able to at least have a chance at 1200 guts while also getting a really good amount of stamina. But obviously, with it being short distance, don't necessarily need a substantial amount of stamina for short distance. So, don't know exactly what to be deciding to do here, but it is what it is. Was this, did I train Biko Pegasus more? No, I didn't. Okay, so this was my second training for Biko Pegasus since the last one. So with that being said, guys, that is going to be the end of this video. If you guys did make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and let me know how you guys are doing with your League of Heroes training or preparations, who you guys are bringing, and if there's anything else you want to talk about or ask me, just leave it down in the comment section down below. As long as appropriate, I'll go over. And if you guys haven't joined our Discord server, link is down in the description. But with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you once again, and as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.